situation.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was saying at first, like I'm a social worker, so I work with a lot of women. And I work with a
Mm-hmm.
lot of
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
single women.
Uh-huh. But do you ever get the father side of the story?
No,
Thank you.
when I
I'm
say I
sorry.
work,
Hold on, ma'am. You get one side. There are three sides: hers, his, and the truth.
I do work with a
Uh-huh.
lot of single women that I
Uh-huh.
have
A
seen.
lot of single women who choose to marry before they carry, do things out of order, and you don't get the father's story, right?
I'm speaking about dating, Mr.
No,
Samuel.
ma'am. I'm speaking about you're trying to set the table in a bullshit way. Do these women in social work come in here and they're married women who have children as a result of marriage and their husbands are still around?
Some, yes, sir.
Some, what percentage? 1 in 4 black women were married. Careful.
Married about 6%.
So 94% of these women aren't.
Yes, sir.
Because you said he decided he wanted to go to school. So something like that. He wanted to go to school. And
He
immediately
wanted
you
to
pulled out
finish
your dick.
school.
And
He
immediately you pulled out your dick. And immediately you pulled out your penis. You started figuring out what to do and how to this and how to that. Da, 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 da. That ain't your job. It was for him to figure it out. He just said what he wanted to do. Did he ask you to go do all that? Did he say, I want to finish school? Did he ask you to go do all that? I didn't hear
no.
you. Thank you. Put up your dick. Miss Social Worker, why don't you go interview the fathers to understand what they're dealing with these mothers? Because they can't all be angels.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, you changed it. You see what you did? If I go into Dillard's and I already got my mind made up and they don't have it, or I don't
Not
have the
that
money,
they don't
excuse
have it
me,
if they don't
excuse
sell it
me,
to me.
man, I want you guys to understand this is what they do. This is how their logic works. I said, where do you go if you give a market what it wants and it has the money to purchase and it doesn't buy? You just made up a story where I'll go to Dillard's and I got my mind made up. And that's the problem. Most women don't buy what they should buy. They buy the motherfuckers they make babies with and come into your office needing help with. That's what they do. 30% of men, 30 or under, report not having sex. 30% of men under 30 are virgins. But you can have somebody like Gabrielle Sidibe. And what do women say? Somebody will fuck her because somebody will. Women think there's something called attraction symmetry. They think just because they can go out and offer their vagina to the market, they know somebody will take it. If I walk out and offer my penis to the market, somebody will, but will as many people, how about this? If you go in a room of 100 men and say, I'm clean, I got no diseases, I just want to hook up one night stand, no string, no attachments. Out of 100 men, how many think are going to smash?
If we got 30% of virgins, then
No, 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 no. You mixing things. No, don't play games with me.
I
I understand, man. No, when it's over, women think it is easy for men to get sex, as they think it's just as easy for men to get sex as it is for them, because women only think about when they talk about the sexual marketplace. You talk about the men you're interested in, not 100% of men. If 60% of men were out here anyway, so no, that number is high. I would say closer to the best pickup artists, the best pickup artists, the guys who have all the game, who study this stuff, report a 10% close rate. 10. And these are the guys who are the game masters.
okay.
So you're saying that if you offered men an opportunity to women were offering men what they wanted, and they didn't have to be in the game anymore, you're saying they would stay in the game because of greed, implying they could get more.
Yes, sir.
They don't get it, guys. They don't get it. They
on
don't get it.
top,
No,
and
ma'am. I just told you that makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense. How can guys, if 30% of men aren't having sex, why would they stay in the market if they were getting what they want from a woman?
To gain more.
More of what? What are they already getting if they're virgins?
We're not talking. We're not going to
No,
talk about the 30.
no. We're going to talk. No, yes, we are, because they are part of the 100. And see, that's the point. This is so foreign of a concept. No offense, man. I really mean no offense. But your mind can't even wrap your head around the concept. It doesn't even compute with you. It's like, well, I don't want to talk about that because that's so far outside of my. And all the men are like, what are you talking about? That's the real world. You can't get rid of the 30. That's there. So if 100% of men are out there and 30% under the age of 30 aren't having sex, if you gave men what they wanted, which is just a fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, childless companion, women were saying, okay, the majority of us are that. You say men would say, instead of taking you and going off and having consistent sex in a relationship, I would rather stay out here dating, spending my money, time, and opportunity for the possibility of sex. The possibility.
We know all men are not spending their money on women to have
Ma'am,
sex.
I don't really give a shit about the money aspect. See, you've
That's
lost
a part of the
no,
day.
no, no. But the thing is, I'm not trying to be funny. That's not the point. The point is a bigger point. The point is you have just demonstrated why there's such a disconnect. You ladies have no idea what it's like to be a man. You are so disconnected from us because all your life is spent around talking to women and listening to their stories and everything else. And when I tell you about what's going on with men, you still think that, well, that's like this. That's like this. Okay, change it from men to women. You're hungry, right? You ever been to a restaurant and there was a wait and you're hungry, right?
Yes.
All right. And there's a 2-hour wait, and the next closest restaurant is 40 miles away.
Okay.
And it's gonna be a wait there too.
Sure.
You sitting there waiting, and then they come along and say, well, we can sit you and your guest, not at your favorite table. We can sit you at this booth, or we can sit you at the bar. And then right now, or you can wait 2 hours. What do you do?
I'm gonna go sit at the bar because I want my
Thank you,
food
because
quick.
human beings are, thank you, and that's exactly what men are doing. If you give men what they want, how they want it, they'll sit at the bar. They won't wait to go have a chance to sit in out there or go to another restaurant. Thank you for making the point that you understand human beings operate on incentives.
Mm-hmm.
That's how men operate too. Men will say, if you give me what I want right now, I don't need I'll take the bar. The bar is a woman giving men what they want. They won't go out here and say, well, I'll try for a better seat. Does that make sense?
That's a restaurant, of course. We're gonna move faster with a
Holy
restaurant.
shit.
But
Holy shit.
if a
Ma'am,
man wants to go see their favorite, Mr. Samuels,
No,
I'll
ma'am,
let you
no.
talk.
You're going to let me talk. It's my show. But no, you're acting like, do you understand why people use sports analogies to explain the complex concepts?
That's
Do
where I was
you?
going. I do, yeah.
Because people can relate. I used a restaurant analogy because the sexual marketplace seems to be outside of your ability to relate, but you can relate to a restaurant. And now you're going to tell me, no, those things are different.
Mrs. Tammy, when you used your analogy, when you used your